A hunter was chasing a large animal, and he speared the animal, and it bounded away with the spear in its backside. And that's how the kangaroo got its tail. This story is told to children as a simple tale, pardon the pun, to explain the questions children ask. Why does the kangaroo have a tail? Why does the kookaburra laugh? It's a simple story, but these stories contain moral and social values. They teach children how to relate to others and the environment. This story, in its full version, explains how to maintain kangaroo populations so that the resource doesn't die out, and the community can learn their skills to hunt this animal. Through this story, we will look at the complexity of storytelling, for stories do not have a beginning, a middle and an end. Stories are a constantly growing repository of knowledge that people develop and share throughout their lives. That knowledge must come as you grow. When you're ready to understand, it will be told. Otherwise, if told at the wrong time or by the wrong person, the knowledge is wasted or worse, misunderstood or misused. Only the grown men are told how to spear a kangaroo, and only the old men can tell you when you can hunt and how many. I'm Dr. Kat Kutai, and I lecture in the Faculty of Engineering and IT. Here at UTS, we're educating the new engineer. This involves immersing you in complex problems so you can learn the transferable skills you'll need for your career while practicing in an environment where our academics can provide you with just-in-time support. But before you engage in this learning process, we want you to consider how you learn and how we create an environment at UTS for you to learn. This process is about providing structure to complex knowledge so we can teach it and you can remember it. Whenever an old fella sits down and says, "You know how the kangaroo got its tail?" he's telling you another part of that story, the part he has expertise in, the part that he can contribute to your knowledge. And so, as you hear more stories, you'll build up your understanding about when the kangaroo reproduces, where the good food is in each season, when you can hunt them, and how many you can catch. What we're talking about is teaching tacit knowledge, the knowledge of how to cope with a situation that's not static, that is changing, hard to convey, or even to know. This story is about learning a skill, so you must practice the knowledge to absorb it. When an old fella hunts the kangaroo, he creeps up to the mob. The kangaroo sniffs the air and moves away. The hunter stands and throws, and the kangaroo bounds straight into the spear. This skill requires an understanding of the wind, the speed of the kangaroo and the spear, and how the kangaroo is likely to react. The hunter needs to know the kangaroo. A young man can't just throw a spear at a mob of kangaroo, he'll frighten them off. The young need to practice in other ways. It's at the corroboree they'll get this chance. The old fella who knows the kangaroo will act the role of the kangaroo. That's his totem. When the young dancers move around, they practice how to approach and judge the kangaroo. It's an immersive performance that represents how the kangaroo behaves. So that's how the old man becomes kangaroo, and the kangaroo becomes man. For you to learn the story, for you to share the knowledge, you need to build your identity as an engineer in every project you do. You need to work with other young engineers in an environment that represents the reality you will engage with when you graduate.